From striking desert landscapes to forested mountain slopes, the Silver State's wide open spaces have a unique beauty. Special stories of people, places, and events are waiting to be discovered. On an early September morning, we set out to follow Jack Sutton, producer of Nevada Backroads, on one of his many adventures.
I started shooting these backroad stories or started doing the backroad stories in 1984 after 8 years of doing health and fitness work. When you drive on these highways like this and you look off in the mountain ranges, there's a lot out there. All the canyons and the little ranches and the aspen groves and the deer. You know, there's a lot out there. A lot of really, really interesting people too.
Our first stop is the Pony Express station near Sand Mountain.
Reach in there and grab the camera. I'll get the tripod. This is pretty interesting. You can see where they got their building materials from, these lava rocks. You know, some of those volcanoes could spit these rocks out for miles and miles and miles. Yeah, you got to bring your own white out here to tell the camera what colors are appropriate. There we go. You know, one of the concerns when you shoot early in the morning is your shadows are in the shot. Well, here we are. I've never been to this place before. I didn't even know. 50 years running around the state of Nevada. Longer than that. I moved here in 1950. I never knew this place was here. Sand Mountain's just right over there, and I used to bring my kids out here all the time when they were teenagers. They all had sand rails, but that's been a few years ago. So Sonny's got me talking to the camera. I hate being on this side of the camera with the backroad stuff. You won't see me on camera. My stories are about those people out there, but I get in trouble every once in a while on CBS and KTVN will say, okay, they want to know what you look like, so do a stand-up. And I might do a stand-up for this thing today. It all depends on how the story goes and the people that we meet up with. With telling these stories, there's 3 levels. There's the idea, the concept of the story, and then you tell it with the video, because TV, it's not static. It's a moving media. And then, of course, the third element is how I write for the story. Research and try to be smart and try to be intelligent, maybe kind of flowery sometime and poetic, because telling a story about Nevada and about these people, it is poetry. It is something that's special. I've got Steve back there right now. I sent him back to get some artsy-fartsy stuff of the rocks and the way that this station was built. And by artsy-fartsy, I mean, with the video work, you want to show the viewer something that they can't see just by walking up and with their own eye. You want to show them something that the camera can tell us about. We shoot an establishing shot. It's a nice wide shot, and then you shoot a medium shot to kind of a little bit more detail, and then find close-up shots. And when we do that, that gives us things that we can edit with, and then telling the story. Stories about the place. Today's story is going to be about how these things were made. I want this shot with all these different rooms here. Yeah, get these details right here of the mortar right there. Frame it up medium, kind of like this, and then you can come in and get some real detail stuff of how it's right in here. This is amazing because the mortar is nothing but the sand in which they added water to it. I don't know about anything else, and then they just packed it together. Marilyn's going to be showing us some really, really cool features in this next room.
We then continue on to the Big Smokey Valley on the Twist Ranch.
Plant your feet right there, and don't move your feet. You can be animated, but don't move your feet.
Come a little closer.
Because we've got to keep you in frame. That's
a little jig.
Well, after we're done.
Better watch that
Because
water.
we're going to get him on the shotgun here, so talk a little loud and it'll be great. Well, Kenneth, where are we?
We're in Big Smokey Valley, Nevada on the Twist Ranch.
Twist Ranch. You know, a ranch has to have a bunch of buildings here. When I look around, what are these structures used for? So now we're inside this building, and you know, they pile the rocks up and put some mortar in, and how did they make this?
Check your iris.
And go ahead. He's good. Come on back. Perfect. Okay, now come back out. We're going inside, and you do the same thing. You look in. So we spent the day with Sunny Menadue, and she's doing a production here about how these backroad things get made. It's been a lot of fun. I don't know what's going to look like when she gets done. She can cut me out of all of it. That'd be fine. But we're going to end by showing you the backroad story that we aired and what the final product from my end looks like.
Welcome back. Pioneers built Nevada's early rock structures to last, and many of them are still in use today. Jack Sutton has a story of stone and mortar in tonight's Nevada Backroads.
When pioneers first came into the Great Basin, building materials were hard to come by. Often lumber was hundreds of miles away. Shelter came from what was available, usually stacking up rocks and holding them with a crude mortar, like these 1860s walls found near Sand Mountain in Churchill County. A few mountain ranges away and just a decade later, supplies for construction caught up with remote populations. Modern cement created walls that would last, even 150 years later.
We're in Big Smokey Valley, Nevada on the Twist Ranch. Well, they cleaned their fields and put up rock buildings and actually whatever was handy. And of course, if you look a little bit to the west, you'll find lots of rocks. There are barns and milk sheds and many things. They just went to the alkali lake, cut little squares or made a mortar out of the natural earth there. Absolutely waterproof. Absolutely. I mean, I'm not sure it still is, but it was.
On Nevada's ranches today, you find old structures mixed with modern, giving us a glimpse of earlier days. That helps keep history alive.
That's a barn. It's a wonderful barn. Probably the best barn in Big Smokey Valley. In my view, it is. If you're a old rancher like I am, it just has an appeal that maybe is inexplicable.
Reporting from the Twist Ranch, Jack Sutton, 2 News.